What is going on, everybody? We are here going to be installing a Vortex V3 Fuel Cap on my race bike, which is a Honda CBR600F4I 2004. The reason for doing so, I don't know if you can see here or not, but we have a Chinesium of a gas cap. Reason being so, I don't know if you can see that or not, but it raises up just enough to allow gas to seep out when the bike's tipped over. I had a crash at Black Hawk Farms. Reason for it looking so nice and the garage looking like complete butt. But anyways, back to the subject. The reason this is popped up is because it's a Chinesium one and it's not made for it. It's too tight in the back and loose in the front, which causes gas to seep out through the front whenever it's tipped over. As you can tell, it's clean back here and really gritty up here and through the front. So gas was obviously pouring out of this bike as it was laid over, which is a risk of a fire if gas would have continued to pour out at a faster rate and sparks would have ignited this bike up and it would have been gone. So we're going to be changing that today. We're going to be taking, I believe that's a 5 no, that's way bigger. It's going to be a 6 millimeter. For my bike, it'll be these three right here. You can tell because they got smaller heads for the ones that don't matter. So first off, we're going to take, doesn't really matter. Blow it all off. Make sure it's nice and clean. Mine is actually like embedded in the paint now, so I don't have to worry about it. But just make sure that yours is nice and clean before doing this. Just hear the grit in there. God. There's one. Set it right there for now. Two. And there's three. We are going to be needing this grease. Yeah, I got like 4 motors. Jesus. We're going to be needing some grease to lube up this the seals up in here. You're always going to want to, because friction against the rubber seal, it'll tear and you're going to be left with the same exact results that you're trying to prove. Or fix, I should say. So now that this is off, we can wiggle her off of there. And yeah, you can just see this was a dumb idea and it was gonna leak from the get-go. Yeah, you can see right here, it's like raised up here, so it was never gonna even touch. Yeah, you can see how it's still shiny up here, so yeah, it was never touching. Lovely. That's how you fix that, but how do I... and get your key out. Should just come out. Well, now, how are you supposed to get your key out? Be smarter than the average bear. That's how you get the key out. Be smarter than the average bear. Doesn't look too bad in there, but doesn't look the greatest either. All that nastiness out of there. I mean, you could use a paper towel, but I'm using my greasy fingers to prevent any dirt from detaching from the dry paper towel and just falling straight into your gas tank. So that's why I use my fingers, because they're usually greasy from work. So you can always clean up the grease later, but you really can't clean up a dirty gas tank that fast in the inside, not without pulling it off and shaking it around, and yeah, not a good thing. So we're going to take our Vortex V3 Fuel Cap. You can see on the other side, she looks very nice, very nice. We're going to take just a dab of grease. Just go around, lube up the seal. Because again, you don't want a dried out seal because you're going to get exactly what you're trying to prevent, which is a leaky gas tank. Then when you tighten these down, you don't got to go behemoth tight, because as you can see, it's just meant to seal it. You start crushing this and it's not going to want to seal, it's just going to want to leak out. With seals, it's best to just snug them up and don't over tighten them. So that's actually how some people actually get leaky oil filters and such, because they torque them down too much, and you either pop the seal out of the groove it's supposed to be in, or you like completely crush it, and yeah, it's not supposed to sit where it's supposed to sit. So just going to keep rubbing in a little bit. Just get her all nice and lubed up. And if you think about it, if a little bit of lube gets in your gas, just think about it as you're lubing your valves. Or in your gas tank, I should say, you're lubing your valves. So there we go, there's that. Now we can go ahead and set her, take it off, make it easier for us. And it comes with coarse threads, so that way you don't strip them, which I like. Very easy to take off. Huh, there's like a ball in there. Weird. So then she will set down. Actually, here, let's do this real quick. Alrighty. Kind of want to sand that down a little bit, but yeah, I might want to. I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to sand these little holes down till I see a little bit more better surface to sit on. So I'll be right back, guys. What is up, everybody? We are back. So I just took a chisel, covered, of course, the gas tank up with it, the cap, and we should be good to go. Alrighty. I'm gonna grease this bad boy up real quick. This seal up in here. I'm just using the El Cheapo marine grease, waterproof. No reason to put moly lithium on this one. Just generously applying lube on it. Just like that. Now, set her to the side. Please stay. I don't really want to re-clean you. Set you up there. Now we can set the Vortex gas cap lid down, the cover. There we go. Grab your screws. Then you're going to want to evenly torque them down. Should I say tighten them? You're not really torquing them. If you torque them, you're probably going to snap them. I don't even think they take 9 foot-pounds, to be honest. These things are tiny. Set them down in there. Take a T-handle. Snug them just until you can feel it touch. And then you can start tightening them down. Alrighty, and then a little more for lovey-doveys. Now I did want to put Loctite on them, but then I thought about it. They don't really need Loctite because it's not moving really, and mine are hollow through. That's why I was being really careful with pulling away from the edges, because you will literally drop dirt through these bolt holes. Which is pretty stupid. Should be hollow, I think. Or not hollow, but should have an ending. And throw the top on. Yeah, so this is what I mean. You can literally like throw this thing around and it won't cross threads. So it's really nice. And then, there we go. There we have it. Vortex gas cap is installed. That is how you do it. Not too hard. I'd rate it as a 1 out of 10. Very easy to do out of hardness. Yeah. She even works really wonderfully. I'm very excited. So, there you go. That is how the Vortex keyless gas cap cover goes on a gas tank on a F4I. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a good one.